Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up a cold email infrastructure that allows you to send over 20,000 emails every single month. Now, this video is not going to be a bunch of best practices or a few quick tips or just giving you one piece of the puzzle that's actually 500 pieces and it's going to leave you with more questions than you had before you actually started watching this video. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through the exact math. I'm going to give you exactly how many domains you need to purchase, where you need to purchase those domains from, how many email accounts you need to set up based on those domains, where you're going to set up those email accounts from, how you're going to be sending those 20,000 emails, so what sending tool you need to use. I'm just going to give you the exact tech stack, the exact numbers. I'm going to run you through the monthly cost of maintaining a system that allows you to send 20,000 emails. So by the end of this video, it's going to be super easy for you to just copy everything that I mentioned and just build an infrastructure exactly like this one. For some context, my name is Alex. I run a cold email agency. We send close to 500,000 emails every single month on behalf of our clients. So I'm just going to run you through the way that we go about setting up our infrastructure. So hopefully you can just do it too. So first of all, in order to send cold emails in the first place, I don't know if you're new to cold email or if you're already using cold email, but you need three things. Okay, you need domains, you need email accounts, and you need a sending tool. Without these three things, if any of these three components are missing, then you literally cannot send cold emails at all. Okay, let alone at scale, 20,000, 100,000, or even 500,000 emails every month. So I'm going to walk you through each of these steps, step by step, so you can actually send 20,000 emails every single month. If you want to send less than 20,000 emails, you want to send 10,000 emails because you have a limited budget or for whatever reason, you just want to send 10,000, then once again, you just need to half the numbers that I'm going to be running you through. If you want to send 40,000 emails, then you just need to double the numbers that I'm going to walk you through. Starting with the math, the best way to figure out what you need in terms of domains and email accounts is by reverse engineering the entire process and take it step by step backwards to see how many email accounts you need, how many emails you're going to be sending every day, how many domains you need. That's exactly what I'm going to run you through right now. So usually we have around 22 sending days every single month because we don't send on weekends. So some months have 20 days, some months have 23, an average is just around 22. If we divide 20,000 emails that we want to be sending every single month by 22 sending days, it means that you need to set up an infrastructure that allows you to send about 915 emails every single day. So that's what you need to hit on a daily basis if you want to hit 20,000 emails a month. And every single email account that you set up can only send a maximum of 15 emails a day. Okay, if you go above 15, you risk getting your accounts flagged or banned, and you don't want that to happen. So if we do the math then, if you want to be sending 915 emails every single day, and you can only send 15 emails every day per email account, it means that you need 61 email accounts that are all sending 15 emails a day in order to hit that daily target. Now, I'm going to round this up to 62 emails because it's an even number and just to be on the safe side of things. So the standard setup is 2 email accounts per domain. So if you need 62 email accounts, it means that you need 31 domains. And that's going to be the foundation of your entire infrastructure. 31 domains, 62 email accounts. This is going to help you send 20,000 emails every single month. If you want to send 40,000, you're going to need 62 domains and you're going to need 124 email accounts. And then likewise, if you want to go half of 20,000, you want to send 10,000 emails, you need around 15, 16 domains, and you can set up 30 to 32 email accounts. Step one is buying your domain. So now that you know how many domains you need to buy, how many email accounts you need to set up, you need to go ahead and start building the infrastructure. And the first thing you always want to do is buy the domains. So you need to buy those 31 domains. You might be wondering if you haven't sent any cold emails before ever in your life. If this is the first time you're attempting to build a cold email infrastructure. So why can't you just send your cold emails from your primary domain? The thing is, when you send cold emails at scale, some people are just going to mark your emails as spam because that's just how it works. Not everyone is going to be interested in what you're pitching. So some people might get pissed off because they've already received 10 cold emails that day. It just wasn't a good time to email them. It was outside your control. So they decided to mark your email as spam. Now, when that happens, it's going to damage your domain reputation. And if you're sending from your primary domain that you're likely hosting your website on, then those emails that you're sending from that domain might start going to spam. And you don't want that to happen with your primary domain because you're emailing your existing customers from there, your team, and you're just sending a bunch of important emails from your primary business domain. You don't want to have any problems with that domain. So instead, you need to use separate domains that look identical to that primary business domain, and you're just going to use those ones for cold email purposes. And then if one of those domains gets flagged, it's not going to affect your primary business domain at all. So that's why we set up this infrastructure, and you can use a domain registrar like GoDaddy or Porkbun. I personally use GoDaddy, but either one works fine. This is exactly what you need to do. So you need to buy 31.com domains that look exactly like your primary business domain. Now, when I say that they need to look like your primary business domain, this is exactly what I mean. So my business domain, let's say, is sparklead.com. you would want to buy variations like sparkleadgo.com, sparkleadco.com, sparkleadpro.com, and you get the idea. You basically just want to add a bunch of prefixes and suffixes to your primary business domain to come up with these new variations. And then if you can't think about how to do this yourself, then you can literally just put this into ChatGPT, say that my primary business domain is, this specific domain, add a bunch of prefixes and suffixes to this domain to create 31 new variations. And then within 10 seconds, you're going to have all the domains that you need. And then you just need to go into GoDaddy, into the registrar. I'm not going to give you an exact tutorial as to how to do that. It's a pretty simple process. And then you just need to go and buy those 31 domains. And then just make sure that they all look professional. They're all similar to your main domain. Don't buy any domains that are not .com, so .info, .biz, .net, anything that could just make you seem as someone who's not a credible sender. Okay, we want to make sure that we're credible and then just limit our chances of being marked as spam. So just go and buy 31 .com domains. Once you have your 31 domains, the next step is to set up the email accounts. And remember, you need 2 email accounts for every domain. So that's going to be 62 email accounts in total. Now, most people, they make the mistake here of trying to set up the email accounts directly with Google or directly with Outlook. And you don't want to do that. Setting up directly with Microsoft and Google is going to cost you around 6 to 7 USD per email account per month. So if you have 62 email accounts, it's going to cost you $370 every single month. Plus, you have to manually configure all the DNS settings yourself, which is going to take you a few days, especially if it's the first time you're setting these up. And it's just a huge pain that you don't want to basically go through. So the better way of doing this is using inbox resellers. And these are just basically companies like premiuminboxes.com, inboxlogy.com, and scaledmail.com. So these 3 are the ones that I recommend that you use. Premium Inboxes is for Google, Inboxlogy, Scaled Mail is for Outlook. I would recommend that you diversify your inboxes 50-50. But essentially, they handle the entire setup process for you. It's only going to cost you $3.50 per email account. So if you have 62 email accounts, that's going to cost you $217 every month instead of $370 every month. And not only are you saving $150 every month, which obviously if you're running campaigns over 10 months, that's $1,150. That's a lot of money that you can save just by going with resellers. Plus, they handle the entire DNS configuration for you. So if you don't know what that means, they're going to set up your SPF, your DKIM, and your DMARC records. And these are just all technical things that verify that you're actually allowed to send emails from those domains. They're basically authentication records. And you don't need to understand exactly how these work. Just know that without these things, your emails are just going to go straight to spam. Okay, so if you're going to be sending cold emails, you need these things in place, and the reseller is going to handle all these things for you. Okay, so you've purchased your domains, you now know where to buy your email accounts from. But before you actually go ahead and place the order with those resellers, before you actually tell them that you want them to set up your email accounts, you need to create an account with a sending tool. So this is where you're actually going to be launching your campaigns from. So when it comes to the sending tool, I recommend that you use either SmartLead or Instantly. Personally, I use SmartLead for all my clients. Now, you need to do this first. Like the reason why you need to set up your account with a sending tool before you place orders for your email accounts is because when you actually place the order for them to set up your inboxes, they're going to ask you for your sending tool login credentials because they're going to need those in order to actually import those email accounts into the sending tool. Okay, so this is going to allow the reseller to automatically set up all those 62 email accounts and then import them directly into the tool. So you don't need to do any manual importing. It's a huge time saver. So just go ahead and create your SmartLead account. If you want to be sending 20,000 emails a month, then I would recommend going with the Pro plan here. You can do a 14-day free trial if you want. It's going to be 94 USD every single month. Once you do that, you're ready to place your order for your email accounts. And that's exactly what step number 5 is. So you want to go back to your chosen inbox reseller. Let's just say it's premiuminboxes.com. You want to place your order for those 62 inboxes. They're going to ask you for several pieces of information in order to be able to set up those email accounts for you. And these are things that you would need to do regardless if you went directly with Google or Outlook. So rather than you filling in this information, you're just giving it to them so they can do it for you. They're going to want to know what names you want on your email accounts, where you want to forward your domain to, your SmartLead login credentials, even your login credentials for your domain registrar like GoDaddy or Porkbun, and also the list of the 31 domains that you purchase. So if you don't buy the domains, they can't set up the email account. So make sure you get that done beforehand. A quick note on naming your email accounts is that you want to use like real human names. Ideally, just use your name or the name of the person who's going to be taking the sales calls, and don't use names like info, contact, or sales, because real names, real people always get more responses basically. And these generic ones, they just don't really work. So make sure you sound like a real person, give them all the information you need, use your 31 domains, and they're going to create 2 email accounts for every domain. By the end of it, you're going to have 62 email accounts that are going to be uploaded into your sending tool without you having to do absolutely anything. Step number 6 is the warming period. So once you actually place the order, it typically takes 1 to 3 business days. During that time, they're going to set up everything for you in Smart Lead. When they're done, you're going to have 62 email accounts ready to go. But the thing is, you can't use those inboxes immediately, okay? They need to warm up for 14 days. The warm up just means that the accounts need to send and receive emails to themselves to build up their reputation. Just think about it as you trying to build your credit score before you ask for a loan from a bank. That's basically what happens. And then during these 14 days, the warm up happens completely automatically in the background. You don't need to do anything. So once the reseller uploads those email accounts into the sending tool, you just need to leave them sit there for 14 days. You don't need to touch them until the warm up has finished. Now, it's super important that you don't actually skip this step, because if you do skip the warm up and you just start sending cold emails immediately, your accounts are the most likely going to get flagged, and you don't want that to happen. So just make sure you let them warm up. Another important thing to mention is ramping up your sending volume. So after the 14-day warm-up period, this is when you're going to start sending cold emails to your prospects. And you're technically ready to start sending. But the thing is here, you don't want to start sending 15 emails a day from day 1 per email account. You want to ramp up gradually. So my recommendation is, once the 14-day warm-up phase is finished, the first week that you start sending cold emails, send 5 to 7 emails per day per email account. In week 2, increase that to around 10. And then in week 3 onwards, you can then go for the full 15 emails per day per email account. And this gradual increase, this ramp up, is going to help you maintain good deliverability, because if you go from 0 to 15 emails a day every single day, it could trigger spam filters, because the email providers are just going to see this as a sudden increase in activity overnight, which is going to look a bit suspicious. So if you ease into it over 2-3 weeks, then it's going to protect your sender reputation, and it's also going to keep your emails from landing in spam. So these are going to be the final numbers. After the 14-day warm-up period, you're basically going to be ready to start sending. If you have 62 email accounts that are sending 15 emails every single day, it means you can send 930 emails every day. If you send 930 emails a day times 22 sending days every single month, it means that you can send 20,460 emails every single month from this infrastructure. That's basically how the math works. And if you want to know the total monthly cost breakdown of this, then I'm just going to break down what that looks like. So the domains, you purchase them once, and then they're going to need to renew every 12 months. And typically, if you buy them from GoDaddy, it's going to be 12 USD every year per domain. Okay, so roughly it comes out to $31 every single month if you want to spread it over the lifetime of the subscription, which is 12 months. Okay, but you're going to need to pay that upfront. So it's going to require an upfront cost of $372 US. And then your email accounts are going to cost you $3.50 per email account. And then you're going to set up 62 email accounts. And that's going to be a recurring cost every single month. So it's going to be $217 US every month. And then the Smart Lead Pro plan is going to be $94 US. So in total, if you want to send 20,000 emails every single month, and you want to set up the exact infrastructure that I ran you through, it's going to cost you around $342 US every single month. Okay, that's it. Just for a couple $100 US every month, you can send 20,000 emails. And 20,000 emails are a lot of emails. You can see really good results, and you can start signing a bunch of clients through cold email with 20,000 emails. That's basically it for this video. Hope you now know exactly how to set up an infrastructure that allows you to send 20,000 emails every single month. Now, if you run a B2B business and you don't want to set up this infrastructure, you don't want to go through all the hassle of buying domains, setting up email accounts, warming them up, and then also building lead lists, writing scripts, and doing all the other things that I haven't mentioned in this video because it would just be 10 hours long, and you just want us to come into your business and set up the whole system for you to deliver qualified appointments to your calendar, then just click on the first link in the description, book a call with me. We'll see if we're a good fit to work together. And also, if you run a B2B business or a cold email agency and you just want help setting up this infrastructure, you don't want us to come in and do the whole thing for you, and you just want me to personally mentor you and guide you and show you how to do it, then just click on the second link in the description, fill in the application form, and then if we're a good fit to work together, then I'll reach out for you for that. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.